Have you ever just stopped to think about how incredible your body is? I mean, it's basically running on autopilot, this self-regulating machine that's constantly fine-tuning everything to keep you going. And you don't even have to think about it. So how on earth does it manage all that? Well, let's take a look inside the body's mission control.
Seriously, think about it. Whether you're fast asleep, sprinting down the street, or just sitting in a really cold room, your body is working non-stop, behind the scenes, to keep everything inside just right. How does it pull that off? The answer is all about one single powerful idea.
And that idea is called homeostasis. This is hands down the most important job your body has, keeping that internal environment stable and constant, so your trillions of cells can do their jobs. You can think of it as this constant, dynamic balancing act.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with the big picture, the body's balancing act. Then we'll meet the two major players, our two communication networks. We'll see them in action with the fight-or-flight response, and then with the body's internal thermostat. And finally, we'll put it all together and look at their unseen partnership. All right, let's jump right in. To keep that delicate balance, our body relies on two incredible communication networks.
And this table really lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you have the nervous system. Think of it like a high-speed fiber optic network. It uses super fast electrical impulses that travel along dedicated nerve pathways. The result? Instantaneous, but pretty short-lived effects. On the other side, you've got the endocrine system. This is more like a wireless broadcast. It sends chemical messengers, hormones, through the bloodstream. It's slower, yeah, but its effects are way more widespread and last a lot longer.
So the nervous system is all about speed and precision. It's this hardwired command network, and its job is basically to sense what's going on, figure out what it means, and then fire off an immediate coordinated response. Every single thought you have, every move you make, yep, that's this system working its magic.
And here's a look at how it's all organized. Right at the top, you've got the central nervous system, or CNS. That's your brain and spinal cord, acting as the main command center. Then, all those lines branching out, that's the peripheral nervous system, the massive network of nerves that carries signals from the CNS out to every single part of your body and, just as importantly, back again.
Now, within that peripheral network, there's a part that handles everything you don't consciously think about, the autonomic system. It's split into two sides that are basically opposites. You have the sympathetic system, which is like the gas pedal. It kicks in the fight-or-flight response, getting you ready for intense action. And then you have the parasympathetic system. That's the brake. It handles all the rest and digest stuff, calming everything down and conserving energy.
Okay, now for our second network, the endocrine system. This one plays a totally different game. It's a whole system of glands that release chemical messengers, called hormones, straight into your bloodstream. These hormones then travel all over your body, regulating everything from your metabolism to your mood. It's basically the body's wireless chemical messaging service.
So, how do these two systems actually work together? Let's look at our first scenario, the classic fight-or-flight response.
I want you to picture an athlete, coiled like a spring on the starting line of a race. They're totally focused. The second that starting gun fires, their body needs to unleash a massive, perfectly coordinated response, and it has to happen instantly. So let's trace what happens in that split second. First, the stimulus. Bam! The gun fires. Sensory nerves pick up the sound. Second, integration. That signal zips to the central nervous system. Third, the response. The sympathetic nervous system, the gas pedal, slams down, activating fight or flight. But here's where the partnership is so cool. Step 4 is reinforcement. The endocrine system jumps in, releasing hormones like epinephrine, you know it as adrenaline, to amplify and sustain that initial jolt.
And what does that actually feel like? Well, you know the feeling. Your heart starts pounding, faster and harder. You start breathing deeper, pulling in more oxygen. Your liver floods your blood with glucose for a quick energy surge. Blood gets rerouted to your muscles, and you start to sweat to cool down. Every single one of these changes is perfectly designed to help you perform at your absolute peak.
Okay, so that was an all-out emergency response. Let's switch gears to something a bit more subtle, but just as critical, your body's internal thermostat.
37 degrees Celsius, or 98.6 Fahrenheit. This right here is the magic number. Your body is built to run optimally at this exact temperature, and it works around the clock 24/7 to keep you there, no matter what's happening outside.
So how does it do it? Through a clever process called a negative feedback loop.
The command center for this whole operation is a tiny part of your brain called the hypothalamus. You can think of it as your body's personal thermostat. It gets constant updates from temperature sensors all over your body. If you start to drift away from that 37-degree sweet spot, the hypothalamus immediately sends out orders to fix it.
So what do those orders look like? Well, it's a brilliant two-sided approach. If you get too cold, the hypothalamus makes you shiver. Those quick muscle twitches actually generate heat. It also triggers vasoconstriction, which narrows the blood vessels near your skin to keep your precious heat in. And if you're too hot, it does the exact opposite. It triggers sweating, which cools you down as it evaporates, and vasodilation, which widens those same blood vessels to let heat escape. It's just this beautiful, elegant system of checks and balances.
And all of this brings us to our final section, where we put it all together, the debrief on this incredible, unseen partnership.
So here's the big takeaway. This isn't just about teamwork, it's a perfect partnership. The nervous system is your rapid response team. It gives the fast, targeted, immediate commands. But the thing is, those effects don't last long. And that's where its partner comes in. The endocrine system provides the slower, more widespread regulation that sustains the response over time, keeping the whole body in sync for the long haul.
You know, this quote from the material we reviewed really just says it all. The endocrine and nervous systems work together to control all physiological processes that support exercise. It's not one or the other. It's the two of them, working in perfect harmony. It's honestly mind-blowing. This entire complex symphony of signals and responses is happening every single second of every day, completely on its own. It really makes you stop and wonder if your body can manage all of this in the background without you even noticing. What else is it capable of?